Thank you for joining Running the Rift's coverage of the North American Challenger League Spring Open Qualifier. We are in Open Qualifier 2. We have two teams that, unfortunately, not able to get to the 3-win mark. However, this is their Game 5. We want to showcase all of the teams and everything that these players have to offer. Yanni and Orbital going to be giving you all of the action on Summoner's Rift. Orbital, we've got Gravity taking on Benefactor's Revenge here in both these teams' Game 5, looking to go to 2 and 3 and salvage some pride and show their skills.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this is all about, right? At the end of the day, I think it is about, being that team that tries their best all the way through, right? We have had some teams, have a little tricky road, and these two are one of them. And unfortunately, we had a really nice turnout for this qualifier. So it's like, you can't really sit here and say, dang, we could have had a better time or anything. It's really good competition. So hopefully they continue playing. Once again, we do have Gravity and Benefactor's Revenge. On Benefactor's Revenge side, we got J-Bear sub for the side of Benefactor's Revenge, and then Excelsis, Zhao, Danny, as well as Smalls and Baruto rounding out their team.
Yeah, and on the other side, we have... I actually can't even remember if you went over Gravity's team, to be quite honest with you.
Spencer,
I got a very important text message just a second ago to pull the curtain behind a little bit and got very distracted for a second.
Do we get to know what that text message was?
It was a work-related text message.
Dang it. Okay, so we can't hear about it. But it is Spencer, Taram, Decker, your Asen, and Applause going to be rounding it out.
Fantastic. And, you had alluded to the roads that these teams had to go through. Benefactor's Revenge, it wasn't the rockiest road, but it wasn't super smooth either. They had to take on Reluminate in their first match. Reluminate, a team that many were high on, and Reluminate did get to 3 wins. They ended up finishing 3-2, spoiler alert. So, a solid team, and, everybody's really big on Shimmer. Then Benefactor's Revenge was able to take a win against the Carolina Reapers, and then back-to-back losses to BlackRock, and on top of that, the Nameless as well. So, they lost to teams that did make it into that top 16. So, that maybe that could be construed as a harder road. But on the other side, it was no easy road for Gravity either. They lost to Lotus, they lost to Wang's Revenge, and they lost to It's Doomed. So they were already doomed after Game 1 on Day 2. But I like that they stuck with it. They took a win over Zora Esports, and now trying to get this win over Benefactor's Revenge, push themselves to 2 and 3, and at least feel a little bit better about their weekend.
And get a little bit more experience as well, right? That's a big part of it. And you can see the composition that's actually coming out here. Gravity are going a little bit more, I would almost say, individualistic, right? Whereas on the other side, we're seeing a little bit more team play. We're already seeing Excelsis look towards that top side to try and get a gank off, but you can say could get a little bit spicy.
He's going for it. Oh, they're just going for it up here. Spencer trying to run away, trying to use the tower to help him out, and Flash is forced out on the other side. So no summoners for Spencer. However, no flashes for the jungle top side.
And I think, they're doing it again.
They're going to try to re-dive him here. They're going to lock him up with all the CC in the world. And it's going to be first blood going over to J-Bear. And Excelsis just barely surviving with enough blood in his big toe to keep him upright.
I would say half a big toe, actually, at that point. That shield came mighty close. And now on the bot side, we're seeing a little bit of a dance, but your Asen should be fine. Really, what I want to draw attention to is how much value Taram is actually getting in this jungle route. Take a look at how much is being cleared. Remember, that was a lot of time Excelsis actually put into that top side. Right now, Taram is getting pretty much the entire clear. Is now about 4 camps up. If you get away with this as well as that scuttle, you would consider that actually an okay win on the side of Gravity.
Yeah, that's a big win, right? You get a level up on your jungler. And especially Vi, once you hit level 6, it is go button time, right? So being able to feast on your opponent's jungle to get any extra EXP, also keep that Volibear behind, because when Volibear hits level 6, now he's diving turrets even more effectively than he was just a couple moments ago.
And you just want to delay that as much as possible. You want to make sure that Spencer on that top side is going to get a little bit tankier, because it really is only in the early levels. I think you can get away. Oh my god, Dum Dum. I'm not sure you want to go in there.
Super deep onto Applause. Applause is A-okay though, but Baruto had a real bra moment there.
that was like, oh boy, oh
Yeah.
boy, that was
Yeah.
unfortunate. But getting back into the jungle side, I really like the fact that you pointed it out, because for Excelsis, you actually do have to accelerate this even though you are behind, right? Like getting cut out on the farm, you want to hit level 6 and you want to get it as quickly as possible. Because you take a look down the lanes, the only one past level 6 I would say is going to be a nice type is going to be mid, right? Decker in this mid does not have a great out and only really has the a shockwave. Versus you take a look at that tops. Okay, Excelsis, you're not even giving me a chance to talk.
Yeah, and taking a lot of damage on the other side is Tarim, but they are just going back and forth, and the roam is coming through here for Decker, and Vi's just going to take care of it themselves. Tarim able to get the solo bolo in the jungle.
That's insult to injury, right? That, remember, Excelsis, that was in response to a fight, and now it's a bot side's turn. That was applause. I don't think you wanted that.
Applause got blown up, and Urason used the cleanse. Just get stunned up as a follow-up. No further auto attacks able to go down onto him. That's a little rough. It felt like he almost had that.
It was a close fight, but remember, the top side of the map is winning. You don't actually have to force down here, and take a look at this. Excelsis really in desperation mode.
Yeah. Trying to get some more damage down onto this Vi, and the Nico trying to sneak through. If you get a lot of damage down, is now level 6, forces the flash out of the Vi.
Pre-level 6 though, Spencer, this is the only time you can really gank an Olaf, and if you 3-man dive this, it's very, very possible.
Yeah, and guess what? Orianna's not there, Vi's not there, Flash has been expended, and they just jump on Spencer. That's going to be a kill going over to Gandalf.
And I really, really like this. So
Otherwise,
I was mentioning it before. The fact that you don't really have a chance out. I mean, Tachi's just going to run him out here. There is a single time where Olaf feels like okay in this. Okay, they're actually going for it. Oh my god.
Oh god. J-Bear just absolutely dunking on Tarim there. I wasn't really expecting that to happen. Tarim just put himself in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't have happened, right? I believe Tarim was just looking to try and break out that farm, right? Be okay, clear it up, and help out, you know, good jungler would. But that now means J-Bear is very far ahead. So in that top side, once the Ragnarok comes available for Spencer, it's over, right? You can't really dive that. It becomes very difficult, even with the tower locked down. So you want to dive it early, get the Jax ahead, and the Jax can just win out in the auto attack trades. Now you are 2-1. It is solid. It is great to go. Very, very big chance that J-Bear is just allowed to steamroll this game away. I'm very, very scared about how this is currently breaking out for the side of Gravity.
Yeah, it is not looking super hot, especially because these dives on the Olaf here. The good news is this Kai'Sa is not too far ahead. Obviously, does have a kill, but you know when you've got a Vayne on your side for Urason, you know, as long as you are able to scale the game at least a little bit further, you'll be just fine. You know this Orianna is going to have damage later on as well and be able to disrupt team fights. So as long as your Vayne is not too far behind, you'll be just fine.
Mm-hmm. And that's where these wing cons start to kind of flex out, right? It might turn into, is the Jax stronger than the Vayne, and who's going to be accompanying those big carries? I'm going to be very, very interested to see how this goes. In the mid lane, Decker and Zhao Danny are both going to be trying to set themselves up for a good value for their junglers, as this Infernal is still on the map after about 3 minutes.
Yeah, and real quick, while we have a little bit of time, if you hear us call these players by some different names, we're calling them by the names they actually go by. You know, this is not on Tournament Realm, so these are just their normal accounts that they've named whatever they want. And you know that ever since they made the naming change, and, you know, having riot tags and stuff like that, everybody is you know, doing crazy things. We got Ass Blaster 79 in one of these OQ teams. You know,
that was one of them, wasn't it? I forgot they did that, Yanni. I forgot they did that.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to be faithful to the players. You know, make sure that they're gonna call the right things. But forgive me if we call Boruto Dum here, as he makes a smart move, as Urason has to try to tumble away, but gets taken down by the Kai'Sa all the same. Applause is going to be the next target. However, Tarim is there to say, hey, listen, I took the Drake. That'll be enough to scare him off.
I mean, top side, I don't think this is going to be scary. Excelsis is getting ganked in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, Excelsis is having a pretty hard time. It's a battle between the two players who have had a really difficult time here. Gets the shielding. J-Bear flashing over the wall, but he still CC'd. Oh, he put the jukes on him. Ice up, son, as Shibby likes to say. And Decker is in a whole world of trouble, has that shockwave available, needs to burn it now, and gets the kill onto Excelsis. And now J-Bear's the next target. It's a double kill for Decker. Meanwhile, back in the bot lane, a flash onto Urson. Great condemn into the wall. They are going to be taking out Smalls here. And now the next target is going to be Boruto. And in here is Tarum to make sure that this kill gets secured. Another one over to the Vayne.
I would just like to point out in that extended minute-and-a-half cross-map play, the only person that went down was actually Urison, right? That was the only person that went down. The top side, Spencer, got away to safety. And Decker picking up 2 on the back end. That is pain. Oh, that feels... Gandalf, that feels bad. Zhao Danny trying to get a little bit cheeky with it.
I love it. I love this.
It was on a ward.
Nico is so great to play. But when that happens, it's pretty bad because you can see Decker is just wailing on him right now. Zhao Danny is not having a good time. And listen, you know, Zhao Danny might have that Hextech alternator in his pocket, but Decker's pockets got real full just a couple moments ago.
I mean, especially with the Boots of Lucidity, you get so much extra spammability with that Q that, remember, it's not the true abilities, I would say, out of an Orianna that become painful. It's the amount of times you can spam it in quick succession that you're just like, I hate life. I hate life laning here. So that's what's happened. And right now, Excelsis is trying to alleviate a lot of that pressure while the grubs are still being taken. And it's going to be 5 to that side, but now on the bot side, Urison getting jumped on.
Oh, yeah, he is in a whole lot of trouble. He's got nowhere to go. Smalls is going to be able to pick this one up with relative ease.
It's just that simple bot side. I mean, that's why you pick up the Leona. That's why you get into a strong phase. Excelsis utilizing this bot side pressure to try and take away a couple camps, but Applause she's trying to run a little bit of interference here. I'm not sure how well it's going to go.
Well, we'll see because Tarum is about to join the party. Drops the season assist on top of Excelsis. Excelsis is going to get a little bit of shielding. It might be enough. Knockups are there, but Smalls can't get into the fight. He's so low HP. Meanwhile, Decker is the one who goes down on the other side, and it is Smalls able to turn the fight. But Urison has joined, and he's looking for multiple kills here. But Excelsis just heals up way too much. Finally able to get one. Now looking for more. Applause with a pretty big knockup, but Zhao Danny lands a huge root, and it's a huge win overall for the side of Benefactor's Revenge.
I can't believe it tailored out like that. I had question marks, and for good reason, right? That was a very difficult one to fight. You didn't have Urison for quite a while, and Applause and Tarum don't really have the damage behind it. The fact that they even chose to take that fight felt like a little bit of a misnomer, just trying to keep Excelsis down, but the collapse, right? That was Zhao Danny getting an early kill on that top side of the fight that we didn't see, and then that was, of course, Boruto saying, I'm a Leona, I am strong. You get these change CC scenarios, and all of a sudden, Benefactor's Revenge looks so good, and that really scared me for mid-game.
Yeah, they have cracked open a bit of a lead for themselves, but Excelsis, they just say, hey, we want to dive Spencer, but the protection is here, and now Decker is on his way up. J-Bear is about to join the party in a bad way, and down goes his jungler. J-Bear trying to get over the wall, trying to get on top of Decker, but the numbers game was too strong there for Gravity, a 2-for-0.
And we're starting to see these fundamental differences, right? Where the catch is going to go, who needs to be alive for these fights to work. Right now on the spot side, really watching the likes of Boruto. Like, if that solar flare comes down, it's over, right? It is GG for Urison and Applause. They have to be really, really careful here.
Yeah, the good news is I don't necessarily know if they're that diveable because Applause has ultimate available.
True.
But it is certainly a worry. And you can see Excelsis is on the bottom side of the map, so could choose to drop his ultimate onto that turret. And it's double Excelsis actually on the way. You see Zhao Danny from behind. And Applause and Urison realize, you know what? We've spotted him on some vision. We realize that nobody's around. Something might not be too right here.
And that's good on Decker to be able to do that, to really call out, hey, you're having a little bit of a gank issue. They're going to be rotating down. But the main reason they're doing that for Benefactor's Revenge is because they are looking for that dragon. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to go ahead and take it, even up the dragon trade. Meanwhile, that Herald is being taken by the side of Tarum. So these are the trades. And honestly, I'm surprised that the dragon is not being taken. You had 4-man pressure. You knew you already pushed out Applause and Urison. That's going to be a dash. Oh, the dash was interrupted.
Yeah, they're looking for camps, and now they're doing the Applause camp but
Oh.
Decker is there to be able to get Rakan out.
That's a lot. I wouldn't say a lot used, but it's a decent amount, right? And again, this is the rest of the
They're
team
trying to
here
dive Decker.
trying to get something. Yeah, Excelsis.
Excelsis flashing, but flashes right into the Vi. Huge knockups coming through, but Decker's got a whole lot of damage. They will fall, and now it's up to the Vi to try to stay alive, but the rest of the team is here. Urasun is looking to go crazy in this fight. Can they get any kills? Down goes Smalls, a shutdown to Spencer, as the flash over the wall from Boruto should be able to get them out.
That fight went every different way, and that was a heavy, heavy force coming out of the side of Benefactor's Revenge, right? They felt like they were losing out. They lost the Herald. They weren't able to get Dragon. They didn't even get the kill on Applause. So there's so many little pieces that felt like it didn't go the way that they had to make a play. Instead, I think it trades out even at the end of the day, if I was counting correctly. I think the kills came out okay, but it still feels like Gravity are getting the better of these situations. Not only do they get Herald, but they get priority on this Dragon. They put it 2-0. And force the side of Benefactor's Revenge into dire straits early on in this game.
Yeah, they're down about 2,000 gold as they're in a little bit of trouble. Spencer just trying to wait it out. He picks up his axe. This should be all the forces the flash out. The Dragon secured second Dragon of the game for the side of Gravity. And, you know, Gravity, as I was saying, down about 2,000 gold. But guess what? Got the first 2 Dragons, got Herald, and got 5 Grubs. You would not know that they were down 2,000 gold. And really a faux pas by Benefactor's Revenge to just allow this to happen.
That's why I was kind of hampering them. When we saw all 4 on the bot side, I was like, you have the strength. Why are you not trying to use it to get gold objectives? But at this point, it's gold for gold's sake. And that gold lead that we were talking about, that 2K gold lead, it's
fake.
Close.
It's fake.
Yeah, it is. And it's mainly on the likes of Zhao, Danny, and Smalls, right? Those 2 are currently holding a lot. Because you look at Excelsis sitting on 0-5 and 6. It's like you're not having a good day. So at the current moment, my eyes are currently on Zhao, Danny, and Smalls. Wherever they go, that's where a majority chunk of that gold is. I wouldn't even say J-Bear's in a decent spot at 2-2-1 right now.
Yeah, he's okay, but down a flash, no teleport as well, means that very liable to die at any time. You saw they even tried to make a play on him up on the top side. And all they're going to need is 1 pick here for the side of Gravity to be able to use that Rift Herald to crack open a turret, get Twitch chat to show up to the party, and you know, use that pushing power that they have with their 5 Grubs.
Yeah, and the other reason I point out that J-Bear needed to have like a bit more impact is because remember how much they sunk into that top side, right? It was a double, it was a gank to re-gank into 2 more ganks behind it. They sank so much from Benefactor's Revenge just to try and get J-Bear ahead, and you come out net even, not even with a CS lead. It's painful. However, that steal feels good for Excelsis, who has been punished the entire game for just trying to be a Volibear.
This is a crazy move here by Terran. They have to know that he's around. Huge Pop Blossom coming out. But Applause, huge charm and a knockup. Decker with a nice shockwave as well. And Urasun is completely untouched and ready to take over the fight. Decker able to pick up 1, but it ends up being a 1-for-1 because the health bars are too high on some of these members.
Oh, that was, you talked about it, right? Applause. She's on this Rakan and so good, right? Earlier,
give her a round of applause for that one.
Yeah, it was just like you use so much. We saw it was that Pop Blossom, it was that Thunder King's anger and everything. It was utilized and it was just nullified, right? Applause is like, yo, you can try all you want, but I got you all charmed up. I got you knocked up. Gave enough time for the rest of the team. That is going to be the calling card in this mid to late game. Watching those sides break out, can Applause get away with denying this early fight, or is just a CC layering going to be enough for Benefactor's Revenge? That timer to figure that question out is quickly winding down.
Yeah, and this mid turret getting lower and lower, but as you said, just really impressive move there by Applause. I mean,
the
Smalls! Oh, you're killing me, Smalls! So low. They are going to get a shield, but they are going to be able to get out to it for at least now. But that does mean the next target is Boruto. And let's just say that Leona doesn't have the exact same tools that Kaisa has to get out.
You are basically a tin can just being punted around and eventually being taken down. So, honestly, for what could have happened, that's better than I think Benefactor's Revenge could have asked for. Now this mid tower is going to get hit. Twitch chat is out and available, and a quick smite means it's only 1 charge. But mid tower is broken, giving a lot more value to the side of Gravity. They can now start exerting their own gravity around to try and get more of these global objectives and continue their spree, getting Dragon and maybe even look at Baron if a team fight goes really well their way.
Yeah, the bad news for them is they desperately need to get some backs in here. Like, applause is so low, and it really depends
what are they
on...
sitting on?
Yeah, now...
Yeah, 2.4.
Yeah,
I'll leave that up.
one of the big issues that Benefactor's Revenge ran into there is they don't really have good siege. You saw they had everybody mid lane, and that turret in the mid lane's really low. I thought they were going to trade turrets there, but the wave clear out of Decker is way too quick. And even with the lower health bars on the side of Gravity, Benefactor's Revenge is like, well, we can't do anything.
They need at least 3 or 4 kills, right? And you need
now
to
they're going to get it.
What's up?
Now they're going to get it. You know?
Yeah.
Just...
Now they're going to be happy about it. But for Gravity, it really is. They're a full team fight comp. Your main pushing power is actually Spencer on the side, who is starting to build up to that kind of 1v1 style or team fight, right? With that Stride Breaker in there, it's very doable. But I do agree, their range is very short, so instead of focusing on the towers, which you can get later, and it's almost like freestanding gold, look at those dragons, look at those global objectives that are forcing the opponent to you, but you got to keep track of these major people, namely Zhao Danny on the bottom side of the map.
And you see J-Bear on the top side walking down, has now made it into the mid lane. Dragon has not been started up yet. Turret going down on the top side as well. This Dragon now started up down to about 6,000 HP. Getting lower and lower. See if they make a move. Excelsis wants to get it. Flashes, but can't get it. And now the targets in there are in a whole lot of trouble. Volibear is going to try to get out. There's a kill on the backside, but they managed to take out the top and jungler for the side of Benefactor's Revenge as they continue to push on. They're going to dive this turret. Double knockup by Applause. They'll lose their life for it, but they're looking for more. 3v3 for right now. Baruto trying to do what they can to tank up the damage that they can. And now Zhao Danny is the next target. A shutdown for Urasun. The last one standing is Smalls, but Smalls gets punched in the face by Tarum and Ace for the side of Gravity.
I mean, anytime you get kills into a Vayne, you're a happy team, right? And Urasim picked up a majority share of those. 8, 4, and 3. 400 gold bounty even after dying. You get the tower as well. Gravity literally got everything that they could have wanted. Yeah, maybe the tower dive was a little bit far, but you got the ace at the end of the day, so you're happy. And that gold lead, we talked about it in the earlier stance, right? That 2K nullified down to 100, and 100 is literally nothing. Massive play from Gravity, a little bit of a mistake from the side of Benefactor's Revenge. They do have options, they can still fight, but the windows to get a perfect engage off are dwindling ever so quickly.
Yeah, and guess what? They're on soul point now. Like, this is very, very bad. This means that Benefactor's Revenge are forced into a fight at this next dragon because they don't have the damage on their team, at least at the current moment, you know, in a couple of minutes, right? To punch through this Ocean Soul if Gravity gets it.
I don't even really see anyone on the other side, on the side of Benefactor's Revenge, being able to build or you know, lay claim to that 800 extra gold. They don't have any extra. Every single member needs that extra gold just to get the superior pieces, but Gandalf might be going in.
Oh, good sneaky play there. Shut down onto Urasun. Applause will be able to run out with her life, but that you need more of that in order to build the gold lead. And the pings could be going down onto the Baron here, Orbital.
This feels a little bit desperate. Zhao Danny had a perfect fight, but remember, that Pop Blossom is a great offensive and defensive tool. If you don't have it, you can still fight it out. I think there might be a small challenge. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. It's a 5v3 for right now. Is Vi trying to find a way in? Spencer stunned onto the side, and they're going to pull off the Baron. That means with that reset, they are going to have to back all the way off here.
That's huge, actually, for Gravity, right? Like, it was a desperate call, don't get me wrong, but it still could have been done. That's why we were sitting there going, oh, Benefactor's Revenge could make something happen. However, you deny them, you also wasted about 20 seconds. Now you get a little bit more farm in the mid lane, get a little bit more chip damage, and you got to get closer to that soul point. Under 2 minutes, I would say you cannot prep for that Baron as well as you would like. If you're Benefactor's Revenge, you have to look at that dragon. You cannot get it for free. You cannot let this go unabated. So now you're going to watch as their entire vision line is kind of dragged down to the bottom side of the map. It might take a little bit, but You're going to see it drawn down, and the rest of Gravity are going to be A-okay with that. They can afford to either clear the wards, feel okay with it, or be willing to actually fight for it as well. It's a rough spot to be in if you're Benefactor's Revenge.
Looks like they're trying to clear this topside vision. Maybe you want to get that mid-inner turret. Maybe willing to trade and say, hey, we will take the Baron. We will give up the Ocean Soul. That's spawning in about a minute and 10 seconds. Benefactor's Revenge, I like their setup here on the top side, but they don't have... They've got a little bit of pick potential here. They just need to do something with it. But there's a lot of members that they just can't pick off, right? Like, you want to really engage on the Olaf who can go CC immune?
I don't think they're going to get it. And now they're actually on the backtrack. Take a look at how deep the side of Gravity are actually pushing in. Yes, you have your Kaisa on the top side for Benefactor's Revenge, but this is 5 members pushing up mid. Like, you're perfectly fine. And I think, actually, Benefactor's Revenge are actually going to lose out. That's not what you want it to be at Zhao Danny on the bot side. Again, that's a huge engage tool. That's the one that you want to have. And that's going to be an engage.
Yeah, they're just going to start off onto this Jax, and they're going to mob him. He is going to be able to leap strike away, but the fight's so split. Here's Zhao Danny on 2 key members on the backside. Urson is low, but is shielded and is still alive. Finally goes down. Decker dies too, and they're running out of steam here as the Vi still alive, trying to get away, but Spencer has full steam ahead. He gets engaged on. He gets rooted up. He has run out of CC immunity, and he will die just before the dragon spawns as well. Benefactor's Revenge have a chance, and they just spotted Vi on the ward. Vi trying to at least find a way out to safety, leading them on a wild goose chase in the most obvious spot where everybody knows, but is snuck around Leona.
And the thing is, as long as Tarim stays alive, you're fine. Like, you know, as Gravity, Dragon's not going to be taken. You can't do it when the enemy jungler's there, right? So you're safe. Here's the thing, though. We are watching. Oh, no. That's rude. Okay, now you might die for this.
He smited him.
He did. That was a BM swipe. But keeping thought track there.
I mean, that's really good.
It is. It keeps Javier here.
Back now.
I mean, they still might just... Oh, wait. Are they actually going to complete it?
I mean, he's got no teleport. This is a...
He did. He completed.
This is a move that you and I would get yelled for if we didn't flex.
Oh, yeah. No, Zoo would be on us in a flash.
Yeah. Applause has the ball on her, so any engagement could go crazy in just a moment.
Here's the other thing, right? Again, this is going to be a little bit of value, and they have to kind of face first check this. I'm not sure if they really want to. I think it's gone.
And Jax is back. This dragon is getting pretty low and is secured. Decker gets engaged on by the Kaisa, but Kaisa unable to close out on a kill. And yeah, Ocean Soul easily going the way of Gravity.
That recall, you called it, Yanni. I didn't think it was actually going to go through. I thought J-Bear was going to be like, yo, I got to try and fight for this, but they give it up. And now this Baron is a desperate one. You're calling it so late, but you're really just trying to bait. Watch where Zhao Danny is going to be, though.
Decker's waiting to teleport in somewhere and is now deciding to run because realizing a lot of the vision getting cleared out as the Baron has been started up here by the side of Benefactor's Revenge. It is a slow burn on this Baron, as we all know, Baron much tankier. And now Gravity starting to muscle their way in off to the side. Zhao Danny just so far away, and they have to once again pull off of the Baron.
I mean, you can't make that call confidently to try and go for it. You're risking, and this goes down to the composition as a whole. At the current moment, Zhao Danny is the only one that can really catch everyone, right? We've seen Excelsior try and go in. We see J-Bear try and go in. It doesn't work. The Leona is also having a little bit of a tough time really finding that backline. It's really that Nico that's just like, yo, if I get the catches in the backline, we win. That is our win condition, and then we can follow up behind. If we do see the likes of Brarudo actually getting a good solo player, even better. It's just not happening in the recent fights. So, at the moment, for Benefactor's Revenge, I'm really keeping my eyes on Zhao Danny wherever they are. That's a side Gravity has to try and shy away from. At the same time, though, there is going to be a point where I think Gravity are just going to say, screw it. We're just going to go straight to the front door, and no matter what you throw at us, we are going to win.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do now. Applause getting over the wall, popping that last band. See Zhao Danny faking himself as Excelsius. They're like, hey, Volibear's up here. Let's go make sure to run him away. But now they know it is only Nico.
Okay.
trying to find a way in. Success on the bottom side. Solo Shockwave with Decker in a 1v1 with the Kai'Sa, while the Baron has gone the way of Gravity, but you don't win that 1v1. However, J-Bear trying to get in there, condemned away.
Oh no.
Zhao Danny, big knockup. They find Urasun. Urasun goes down, but Spencer looking to run them down. Has burnt the Ghost, no longer has ultimate. They will take a 2-for-1 plus the Baron.
I mean, yeah, that's a dub, right? At the end of the day, that's a dub. You trade 1 for 2. You go ahead and push up. Spencer is starting to become a monster, 3-3-8. You try to keep this Olaf down in the early game. It has not worked, and Benefactor's Revenge are going to lose a decent amount here. Maybe it's 1 tower in mid, maybe it's 2, depending on how large the wave is. And with that peel of Decker onto the bot side, it looks like they're only going to get 1, but big wins at this current moment. Gravity are exerting their own pressure everywhere they go. It really is Benefactor's Revenge at the whim and mercy of their opponents. They really can't do anything for free.
Yeah, Newton's fourth law actually had to do with Gravity's jungler taking everything away from the opposing junglers. Excelsis, you saw just a couple moments ago, wanted to get his wolves, it got smited away. Now, one thing, Orbital, even after this Baron, even after the Soul, the gold lead is still less than 1,000. Now, obviously, we're not accounting for all the extra stats that you get and what the true value of your team is in gold, but that is pretty worrisome, right? Your item differential is not really there, and with Elder coming up in just over 2 minutes, could definitely be something to watch out for, as these teams very evenly matched. This has been a really great game between two squads that, you know, there's a lot of talent on them. Even though they might have not had the best OQ, there's plenty of talent. Zhao Danny is in so much trouble, and this could be what sets off the winning push. They pick off Zhao Danny.
And I said it right, Zhao Danny has had a phenomenal game here, but once you're identified as the primary threat, you can't really walk away. I know you're only 3-3-11, but you're the main engage. Whenever that's down, it feels like it's open season to push in. Take a look at this. Just straight down mid lane. You still have Baron for about 40 seconds. You can easily break an inhibitor.
Yeah, let's see if they're able to
well, I say easily, but they don't have siege, right? I forgot.
yeah, both of these teams really kind of lacking in the siege department. You're seeing it here. You're going to need a little bit more than just a quick pick in order to break the base here, Gravity. Celsius, he gets slowed. He takes a lot of damage too for as tanky as he is, how much armor he's got. Takes a little bit.
The fact he's also down, what is it, like 2 levels? Like this is a Volibear that has not had a good game, right? You take a look at the itemization. What is that? 2 full item behind. Excelsis is doing the best with what they got, and that's more than I can ask for most of my solo queue junglers. Like this is, Excelsis has had very good deterrent ults, but this is going to be the problem, right? Yes, you have all the armor in the world, but once you're starting to get cut down at 25%, it's another problem. Elder will be up in just 40 seconds of this one. You cannot afford to give for free. We have to see some fight or something grabbed by the side of Benefactor's Revenge, or Gravity is just going to roll them over with the full power of the sun.
These mid laners are going to be very impactful in this next fight. Decker has their level 3 ultimate. Oh no, the initial pick onto Excelsis has to ult away, taking a lot of damage. There's Zhao Danny on the backside. Are they going to be able to blow him up? They do take out Decker, but now Zhao Danny is the one who's targeted because Urasun is A-okay. It's a 3v4, making it a 3v3. They stun him up, but Urasun is kiting out expertly, able to pick up yet another kill. Big knockup from Applause. Urasun stunned, stun still ends up dying, but that should do it for this fight because Boruto is the last one standing and Spencer is full HP and has plenty of damage and plenty of axes. That will be an ace for the side of Gravity.
Urasun saved that fight. Again, Zhao Danny has one of the best engages of all the fights, hiding as a melee minion and said, yo, give me that chance. And gets the engage off, saving Excelsis, who wandered into enemy territory blind. But again, it feels like this lead with the Ocean Soul just is too strong. You survive for too long, and Urasun kind of like a mad lad. Beautiful job right there. The entire team coordination with Gravity is on point. 6K here on Elder.
Yeah, there's no smite available. Vi starting to get there. They need to slow up this damage just in case anything crazy happens. Vi will finally get in there. Zhao Danny trying to do what he can. Elder secured by the side of gravity, and Excelsis gets blown up and blasted away by the Dragon's Breath. Are multiple members of the side of Benefactor's Revenge as Gravity looks to make their push to win. It's 5v3, and they're suited up with the Elder buff.
I mean, this should be game over, right? We talked about how do you break into a base if you don't really have siege. Just kill the members. Dive that tower real quick. Get a kill, 1 or 2, and you're good. This just makes it easier. These tanks are not going to be a problem. Gravity on the cusp of keeping their pride intact and ending the Swiss bracket at 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3. You can feel pretty good about yourself knowing that, hey, you know, one more win, things would have been okay. J-Bear has accepted defeat here and just knows, although J-Bear is going to try to go and gets condemned away, flashes in. Good stun there from the Leona, but they just blow up this Jax, and now Leona's the next target.
Yep.
And that execute is so strong. Double kill for Urasun, triple kill for Urasun. Are they going to dive the fountain is the only question left. Urasun wants it. Oh, no, the Zonius is there. Wait a minute. Dive the fountain. Get Urasun the pentakill. They're not going to do it. They are a little too greedy, but Gravity comes out on top in a 35-minute affair. They finished 2 and 3, and you know what? They showed a lot individually in this game.
I 100% agree, right? Urasun being able to fight back, and Tarim being able to apply that much pressure thanks to the lanes, and then Spencer in the top side, right? Gravity doing so well, soaking in all this early game pressure that they knew was coming. Right, Excelsis made it a little bit more telegraphed than they probably would have liked, moving into enemy territory, trying to get these ganks off, trying to set up these massive camps. It worked well. Gravity just slowly building their lead, said, hey, we can't siege. We're just going to go for the global objectives, and eventually you won't have anything but towers left. Well done by Gravity.
Yeah, what I thought was what really went wrong early on, at least for the side of Benefactor's Revenge, was that initial top lane gank where they did not get the kill initially, you know, burn both flashes, and then they go for the regank. That allowed time for this Vi, for Tarim, to get into the opposing jungle, get that level ahead, and that really started the pace, because any time after that, when, you know, Excelsis went back up top for a dive, right, there was that one 3-man dive that they had, but after that, Tarim was there every single time, and then Excelsis was the one getting jumped on and getting killed, and that is what really started putting Benefactor's Revenge at least on the back foot, not gold-wise, but tempo-wise, that your jungler wasn't really able to do as much. Yeah, sure, you had a kill, he had 16 assists, and you died 11 times. It shows that you were definitely in the game for sure, but there were a lot of really inopportune deaths, and especially the one to kick off that Elder fight was the worst.
And to their benefit, though, they attempted to play well from behind. I will say that.
Oh, yeah.
And the one really, yeah, a big MVP for me on that side was Zhao Danny. Like, every single fight, if the gold actually showed the correct evenness instead of, you know, not taking into account the dragons and everything else, Zhao Danny had some of the best Nico engages I've seen in quite some time. Right, very, very on top of ensuring you're always catching at least 2, and at least one of those is a primary member of Urasun or Decker. Like, always, always there. So really hats off to Zhao Danny. It's just you were too far behind, right? You were not able to kill through them, and then the Ocean Soul really didn't do any help to them. So unfortunate job, but Zhao Danny, really, really good job there.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there to try to keep this game upright. Those Nico ultimates were very, very strong. Zhao Danny, a great addition to any team in the summer. That is it for both of these teams' open qualifier runs in the spring, but I hope to see some of these names come back in the summer. And speaking of, that is it for things Orbital. That is it for you and I on this video, but please check out the rest of what the Running the Rift YouTube channel has to offer. We've got videos from OQ1 if you missed it or you are just getting into competitive league. We have all of the videos and maybe some streams. I don't know. We've got plenty of stuff in our catalog from OQ2 covering as many teams as we possibly can, and we will be covering more teams into the GSL groups and beyond, so stick with us. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Keep an eye on the Twitter for when we post and when we finish recording. And thank you all for watching today's video, and we hope to see you on another one of our videos that we have to offer on the Running the Rift YouTube channel. See ya.